All right, hey guys, welcome back for another one. Civic is almost wrapped up. I did a poor job of vlogging it and getting the step-by-steps out to you guys, but I want to show you where we're at. So we are 99% completed with this. Obviously motor's in, everything is wired up, everything is plumb, the harness is on. I just have a few little things I need to do. One, I need to get another fitting for the feed line. I need to add the coolant overflow line. Some pins here for this jumper harness for the Rife sensor block. And then I got my CAN hub and the 8 keypad pad, so we'll be able to program a bunch of different features. I also need to get the canister installed as well for the EMAP. But other than that, we're good to go. I still have 2.5 weeks before I need to load this on a trailer and get out to Spokane to have it dynoed. But overall, I'm super happy with how it turned out. I think it looks great. There's a lot going on, way more than the naturally aspirated K24 setup, but obviously this is all needed in order to make this type of power. So let's kind of go over the build. It's a fully built Ramey Racing 1100 horsepower block, sleeves, pistons, rods, all the good stuff. 4-piston Type S oil pump. The head has been rebuilt. It has SuperTech valve springs, retainers, and valves. It's on stock cams. And then over here on the chain side, there's just a bunch of Drag Cartel goodies in there. Skunk 2 intake manifold with the Bosch 74 millimeter drive-by-wire. ID 2600 injectors. I have the radium catch can on there. All of the fab work was done by my buddy Will. He did a phenomenal job, and then I sent it out to Brian at Dark Matter Coatings to have it coated in this amazing metallic gray. It's called Kingsport Gray. Tile wastegate, tile 60 millimeter tile blow-off valve, tile 60 millimeter wastegate, the enormous Apex 6270 with the 1.27 AR and the 4-inch. We're going to hood exit this thing, obviously. Let's see. DC5 Creations battery relocation. Speed Factory 4.5-inch intercooler. We have the KLM clamps as well as the Vibrant. Let's see, what else? Red Horse Performance Racing hoses and lines for everything, as well as their sensor block and the Rife, or as well as their vacuum block, sorry. And then we have the Rife sensor block here. We're going to monitor crankcase pressure, coolant pressure. We will have oil pressure on there, as well as a 5-bar map. We'll be able to monitor fuel pressure as well as the EMAP pressure. So I have to mount that canister, and I think it's going to go somewhere right in this area. I was able to use the Rye-wire harness for all of these sensors and plugs, which is nice. Again, I just have to use that jumper and pin it into the Haltech for it to read these sensors here. But overall, I think it turned out great. I have some heat wrap on the shifter cables and the wiring harness back there, and some other hoses too that are near the hot stuff. I have a Funk Motorsports turbo blanket that'll go on once we get the feed on there. Let's see. I have wheels and tires are on. These are the Extreme Contact Force by Continentals. They're in a 205, and they are a 200 treadwear, so hopefully that will help with some grip. I added the second pump in the back here, so now it has dual AEM 340s, and that should be enough for our power goals. Speaking of that, I think we're gonna probably stop around 650. Can it make more? Probably. This turbo will make as much as you want, really. But I want to keep the transmission happy since it is stock gears. It does have a limited slip and a twin disc, but I don't want it to just come apart on the dyno. I want to be able to drive it and enjoy it. So I'm not chasing a number, but I think 650 is a good number. So yeah, it's all there. I'm excited, nervous, but you know, I'll go over it again and double check everything to make sure all these lines are tight, and hopefully we can have a, you know, a leak-free first startup. This was something I'm proud of. I built this aluminum bracket here to hold the boost controller, the fuel pressure regulator, and then the flex fuel sensor all in one. So I think it, you know, goes nicely there and looks okay. There's just, with the amount of real estate that the turbo takes up, there wasn't any space for, you know, a sensor block or any of these components back on that firewall. So that's where it all landed. So anyways, I'm gonna wrap this up. I hope the next video that comes out is us on the dyno. So drop in the comments below if you have any suggestions or horsepower guesses. And I look forward to getting on the dyno and filming that as well and sharing it with you guys. So thanks for watching.